Now when you're jigging, you can let down, you'll see bottom, lift it up 6 inches or so and give it a little pop. This time of year it's pretty cold, the water temp is really cold, so less is more. You don't want to be moving your jig too much. Keep it in the strike zone for longer. It's not like the summer where you're snapping jigs left and right and getting a more of a reaction bite. Try to keep it in front of their face. Every time you go down, you want to make sure you're hitting bottom. Bite is going to be on the slack, on the drop. That's why you want to drop it on such an erratic way. That way that it looks like a minnow's dying in the water. So you're just going to pick up, and at the start of your swing or your lift, you're going to feel a little bit of tension on your rod. That's why it's real important to have such a light tip rod. And anytime you feel anything at all when you're picking up, you want to follow through. It's not a true hook set like you're bass fishing, more or less a lift or a hard pickup. Oh man, I suck. As you saw, there's a bite. It's called vertical jigging, but in my opinion, anytime you have a little bit of angle and scope on your line, you're better off. So if you think about a minnow dying in the water, and we're in a pretty slow current area is the reason why we're doing this. A minnow doesn't swim vertically up and down, up and down, up and down in one spot. It'll skip down the river with the current. That's why you have a little bit of angle to it. So basically what you're doing is take your minnow, you're popping it, lifting it up, and you're dropping it back down. And you're popping it, lifting it back up, and dropping it back down. And you're basically walking it down the river bottom. Now if we were on a particular pod of fish, and there was slack current, or any current for that matter, you might be casting into that pod and moving it along, but it's the same kind of concept. You never really want to be still jigging on fish like eye fishing. Danny, lift right there. So just like that, his rod tip just barely slacked over, not very much at all, and there's a fish on. That's it, guys. It's a patience game now. Get a rhythm. You kind of want your cadence of your jig to not be symmetrical, if that makes sense. So you want to give it a pop, then a pause, and maybe wait 2 counts for the pause, and give it a pop, then wait 2 counts. I'm a big believer in not having a nice smooth action. Again, when a minnow's dying, or whatever is going to be dying underwater, bait fish, not going to be the same rhythm every time they're swimming along. So you want to kind of make sure you're giving a little bit of a different action. Maybe, pop, wait, wait, pop, wait, pop, wait. Let's do something different. Every now and then, lift it up, give it a little shake, drop it back down. That's a big thing in the springtime when there's a lot of pressure on these fish and you want to see something different. My suggestion is get a good quality rod, get a light rod with a light reel. You don't need a big 3500 size reel or 4000 size reel. Get something small, 15, 20, it's kind of size. Go light line, light everything. That way you can feel the most sensitive of bites, and especially this time of year with there's one, with the water temperature, you can feel sensitive bite just like that. When you guys are reeling in these fish, remember it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So you want to be nice and gentle, let the fish kind of do its own work. Reel up the slack, get a little bit of lift. Reel up the slack, get a little bit of lift. Just don't be really horsing on them. You don't know where that fish is hooked. Until you can confirm it, take your time.